Hey everyone, this is Sean. So today I'm going to show you how to build a mobile app like a pro, even if you don't write any single line of code. Writing a mobile app has always been a pain for people who are not familiar with React Native or Swift or Kotlin. In one of my previous startups, I actually also built a mobile app called Shelfer.ai, but that took me quite a long time just iterating with Cursor and trying to understand how does it work if I want to deploy something to AppStore. So today I'm introducing this app called VibeCodeApp. Very interesting name. And their founder is also a YouTuber called Riley. Their tool has introduced a very interesting way for us to get started and initialize a mobile app as soon as possible. And they also offer a very convenient way to deploy an app to the App Store, which I'll show you real quick at the end of the video. Today, as you can see that currently I'm having my phone right here on the screen, which is currently showing the App Store for VibeCodeApp. And also I have the web version for VibeCode. So let's see how this works synchronously on both the website and on my mobile app. And also, because a lot of my audience are interested in AI agents, in this mobile app, we're gonna build something that will leverage an AI agent backend that we already built in the past, which is for customer support for a D2C brand or e-commerce website. So let me show you the UI of the VibeCode app first, and then we're gonna jump into the prompt and start building. So as I mentioned here right now, VibeCode app in the App Store, I already downloaded it. So if I just click on open, you can see we land on this page that has two projects that are already built. Let me show you the prompt that we prepared for today. So the prompt is basically, we're gonna build a production-ready mobile app called Shopper Pal for D2C and e-commerce consumers. And then you can ask questions about returns, shipping, sizing, and support. For people who watch my previous videos about the RAG or vector database videos, you already know what the API really is. If you're not technical, don't freak out. This is nothing related to this video at all. I'm literally just gonna tell this app to use an API from the backend and see if it can actually properly use it as I wish, okay? If you're not technical, I'm gonna just quickly skim through this prompt. So basically I'm gonna use this thing called RAG API. What it does is that it can retrieve the information about the policy of return and policy about shipping so that your app, your AI will be able to understand what exactly this current brand has for policies. And we have things like, for example, you can return within 30 days as long as things are under $200. You don't need to require manager approval. And then for shipping, basically anything that's over $50 will be free. And if it's under $50, then it's gonna cost some money. In terms of the screens and the flow, I'm basically just keeping things simple. For onboarding, basically we're gonna do brand and logo name, primary color, and we're gonna introduce a Spanish toggle if there's some Spanish users. It's basically a chat interface where you can ask questions about your return and questions about shipping. I want something that's simple with simple color, and I want to restrict the usage of emojis because most of the time AI really likes to use emojis. So let me just copy this and then type into the app and start building. Come back to VibeCode app and let's start a new project like right here. And I'm gonna type it in and hit enter. Okay, so now you can see that on my mobile app, which you'll also see on the screen, that it's already generating. Meanwhile, we can see that on the left-hand side bar, there's a new project being built. So if I just click into it, we can see that there is a simulator on the right-hand side saying that it's building the app. And on the left-hand side, it's trying to understand my prompt. And let's see how accurately it can capture some of the requests on both the UI side as well as on the backend API side of things, okay? So yeah, on the mobile, you can see that it has created a to-do list for us and it's starting to create some of these features for us. I remember when I was building mobile apps using Cursor, one thing about the friction over there is that I need to set up my own simulator on my computer because I was mainly using Expo Go, which is basically a tool that helps you to launch products using React Native and launch it into App Store or Android Google Play Store. But right now with my phone or with this web browser, you can see that how it broke down the task into the to-do list, and you can see that it's doing this real time. And later you can also download the code right here on the top right, or you can do SSH, and you can share the app, and also you can launch it to the App Store. You can see that there's a configuration. You can basically share what is a bundle identifier, app name, version name, and even for icon, you can create an icon, right? Let's just try it real quick, okay? So let's say we are building a shopper assistant for the consumers of D2C e-commerce brands. Let's come up with something simple and modern. Okay, let's see what it's gonna give us. Oh, this is not good. I can just say, do not use too many colors. Can we use the color of Stripe? Can we use the color of, actually, Airbnb? And keep things simple and a bit abstract, okay? I think I like this better. Let's say save icon, okay? Can continue to build setup, all right? We need an Expo access token. How to get token, create Expo access token. I think we need to go to Expo. We need to log into Expo. So I do have an Expo account, okay? So I need to create a token, I believe. Let's say ShopperPal VibeCodeApp. All right, generate a new token, copy that, and I'm gonna hide this. All right, come back here, and then let's paste the access token, okay? And then we need the Apple developer account. We're building your app to the App Store. You may be asked to verify your identity and select the team. Oh, great. So if you have not registered your Apple developer account, you must register it first. It's very similar to using Expo Go. And I think what Expo and VibeCodeApp are doing are basically the same thing, which is they're gonna help you to wrap your app around into a package so that it can send over to App Store for you. But then all the authentication needs to happen by your own authorization, and then they're gonna use the access token and the credentials, all these kind of stuff. And then eventually they're gonna do this two-factor authentication so that Apple knows that you're the one who's controlling the machine. Are we done? Oh, we're done. So we can literally like scan this QR code and try it on our phone. Okay, let's try that. Okay, open in Chrome. Click here if you have Vibe code. Great. So welcome to ShopperPal. Ask about returns, exchange, shipping, sizing, and support. Let's get started. Cool. Just for context, previously I already tried that prompt, so that's why there's a conversation here. I think that means they're probably sharing the same cache, right? You can see that I have two of them. All right, let me just click on the first one as well. Yeah, this was our previous app. If I click on get started, that's why. So this part is very similar to Expo, but I think Expo doesn't allow you to just run the entire code base on your phone. Instead, Expo still, you need to submit the Expo package into Expo from your code editor, and then you can run it on your phone. And I believe you, if I remember correctly, you need to share the same Wi-Fi between your phone and the simulator. Okay, so let's try the current app. If I tap on the language, yeah, it turns into Spanish. Bienvenido a ShopperPal. Pregunta sobre devoluciones, cambios, envíos, tallas y soporte. Comenzar. Okay, so everything is in Spanish. Cool. So let me ask a question now. I can ask, like, if I bought my shoes for $300, can I return it? Okay, because we use Spanish, so now it's saying escribiendo. It means like it's currently typing or writing. For those of you who are not familiar with this API, I literally built it in another video, launched right before this one. And basically in that video, we sort of stored all the policies of this like return policy and shipping into a vector database so that if the user asks this question, it's going to retrieve this policy information from the database. And now you can see that it says that yes, you can return unworn shoes within 30 days of purchase, but since your purchase is over $200, we're now currently talking about $300, you will need to manual approval for the return. Okay, so let's say, what if I want to return a product for $50, $59. One thing that I think this app hasn't really got yet, which needs a bit of follow-up questions and prompting, is that it should capture the exact text instead of saying with the curly brackets, quotation mark text, and then the answer, all right? But it doesn't matter, like it works. It means it's capable of using the API that we provided it with, and I think that's magnificent because it knows that this app needs to use this API, and using this API, you can do a conversation with the user, and this API is literally doing an AI agent RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation. Okay, and it's doing like this conversation pretty smoothly. So again, the goal of this video is to showcase that you'll be able to build a mobile app without writing any code, and it's able to leverage some tools that you already prepared for the app. So I think this is super powerful because if you're technical, you can prepare some AI API backend endpoints, and then you can just ask this app and be like, hey, here's the toolboxes that you could use to build this app, right? And then later you can just download this app as a front end, and you can continue to do the integration, but they're already doing the integration for you. So I think that's super convenient. If you're non-technical, I think if you're a product manager or if you're a founder, I think what's powerful is that you can start building these tools. And if you're like outsourcing some of your technical stuff to other teams, feel free to ask them and be like, hey, you can deliver an API for me so that I can continue to iterate and integrate with your API, right? I think that's something that wasn't enabled in the past if LLM has not been integrated well with agentic coding as well as vibe coding tools. I think so far this has been a pretty smooth experience, and it's very worth giving it a shot yourself. And as I mentioned, feel free to prepare some backend to combine with this code. And also at the same time, in the future videos, I will also show you how to either download the code and continue iterating locally. And in the future, you can also click on SSH and then download the code into Cursor so that you can continue to iterate the features, as well as set up a paywall, set up a Stripe payments or Apple payments. And I think that will make your app much more robust. And then eventually also launch this app into the App Store, right? So I think that's about it for this current video. I hope this is helpful, and try to give it a shot. It's very fun to build mobile apps, given that it's more handy in your phone instead of always needing to use a browser. Let me know if you have any feedback, and happy to answer any questions down below in the comment sections. Cheers.